This week on episode number 244 of the Convincing Idiots podcast. A lot of long lines out there, gentlemen, to see us. Now, probably to pick up a new Switch 2. We'll tell you about that. Sydney Sweeney sells her bathwater. We're interested. We'll tell you about that. And we do have to honor the late, great Loretta Switt, great actress on MASH. We do remember her and other memorable, strong women that we recall from TV and movies when we were kids. In our main topic, actors and actresses who had multiple iconic roles. Does Dean make the list? Have to listen or watch to find out. So keep listening, keep watching, and let's start the show.
Enjoy your whatever that is.
All right. Test.
Test.
You call it again?
Convincing idiots.
Convincing idiots.
Called it ham gravy.
I informed them that I sided with the stat man, not just anyone's opinion, the stat man Brian Fisher.
These kids today.
Jingle All the Way is in fact the best Christmas movie of all time.
I need to get Grandma a present, and my herpes is flaring up. I got it.
Yo, yo, yo. I'm the millennial
We're
Santa.
three friends representing three different generations. That's our whole shtick. That's our thing.
Nick got the whole poop.
I'm standing in the sea
Caucasian.
breeze, holding a turd, just mightily. I'm just going hitting hats.
Anyway, on a lighter note,
Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the vodcast. Welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to the show. This is Convincing Idiots. My name's Dean, the Zennial.
Brian Jennings.
And I am your resident millennial. My name is Nick, and we are Convincing Idiots, a weekly podcast of three friends whom represent three different generations. We get together here each and every week to discuss all things nerd and pop culture. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, that makes sense because you're already listening. So that's probably why you're here. If you've not already done so and you just can't get enough of us, please feel free to go online and find us on all our social media accounts. It helps us out a lot if you follow and like and tell all your friends. You can find links to our social media accounts on our link tree. That's simple. Go to Google, type in Convincing Idiots link tree, LINKTREE. You can find those links and follow them to whichever social media platforms you are on. You will also find a link to our merch store if you feel so inclined to support the show in that way. convincingidiots.wordpress.com. So be sure to check us out there. We appreciate you listening once again. We are gathered here for episode 244, gentlemen. And I'm happy to be with you guys. Happy to be having a nice drink out of my super kick-ass gift from Dean here. Speaking of drinks, what are you guys having this evening?
Dean, go ahead.
Oh, I'm starting it off because I got railroaded last week with being out of place. So I went ahead and got me 12-pack bottles of PBR.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
solid.
Okay.
I don't know if
That's
I've ever
solid.
had PBR in a bottle, so
I didn't know they made it in a bottle, to be honest with you.
me neither.
Yeah, I thought everything was a 16-ounce can. That was the only
Yeah.
way they made it. That's good.
Yep.
That's a solid beer. You know what? It's
That's
not bad.
tasty. I like it.
Yeah. I have a very basic and light, crisp Yingling Light from Pottsville, Pennsylvania. So, yeah, very nice, solid,
Yin's
light
drinking
beer.
good.
So, huh?
Yin's drinking good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Nick, what about you?
I'm enjoying a nice tall can of Combat Spandex from Hoof Hearted Brewing.
Yeah.
It is fantastic. I very much enjoy that. It's a sour, and when the weather warms up a little bit, as it has been here in our neck of the woods, I like a nice sour or an IPA or something like that. So that's what I got going on in this fucking gnarly bitchin' ass mug.
All right.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, well, guys, we're shooting this on June the 5th, Thursday, June the 5th, new month. We're getting ready for the summer movie blockbusters and all that stuff. So just we thought it was a new month here to start out pop culture headlines with, June. Anything you guys are looking forward to watching show-wise, movie-wise, anything? Nick, why don't we start with you?
Yeah, there are actually a couple movies out. I don't know if they qualify necessarily because I don't know if they came out in June specifically, but they're in theaters now.
Okay.
Two that I really want to see. One is for the family. Everybody likes Lilo and Stitch in my house, and that was a big one that Oliver liked. So I'm curious to see the live action Lilo and Stitch. I think that'll be fun. And personally, my very favorite person in all of pop culture for the last several years is Tim Robinson and his new movie with Paul Rudd called Friendship. I got to see it. I got to give him,
dude.
I got to give him the money in the theater. I really want to go see it. So if you're a fan of Tim Robinson or his style of comedy, it's obviously very strange and just kind of somebody likened the movie Friendship to I Love You Man.
Yeah.
For Psychos or something like that, or whatever. So I'm looking forward to that. I will watch Tim Robinson do anything at all. So looking forward to that movie. Those are two that currently are in theaters. And then also like in TV wise, I still got like shows to catch up on myself right now, but I am looking very forward, as I'm sure all of us are at this point, to the final season of Stranger Things, which just kicked off this past weekend. It did. It just started this I think Sunday, I believe.
Okay.
So
No, the Tadum situation, the live Netflix preview for their upcoming year happened this past weekend, and they had all the different shows and the casts and everything. It was like almost like an MTV Music Movie Awards or whatever.
Okay.
But it's going to be in three sections. The day after Thanksgiving will be plan one, or this. It's going to be like 4 episodes.
Day after Thanksgiving.
Day after Thanksgiving. And then the number 2 is Christmas Day. And then the number 3, which is the finale, is going to be New Year's Eve.
Oh, geez.
There's going to be 4 episodes?
No. It's going to be multiple episodes, but they're going to be
released on those
three sections.
Okay.
So the first set of episodes are going to be the day after Thanksgiving. The second set of episodes Christmas Day, I believe, and then New Year's Eve is going to be. I don't know if that's going to be just the finale. The finale, I guess, is going to be like 2.5 hours long. So that might be New Year's Eve. Might be just the finale itself.
Scratch that. I was way the fuck off on that. Somebody told me it started this weekend, and I was like, oh shit. I'm like, okay. So not in June. I'm still looking forward to it. Just might have to wait a little bit longer for it, I guess.
Boy, prime binging streaming days are shooting for, I guess, huh?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
Everybody's going to be home. Everybody's going to be there as a family.
Yeah. Okay. Dean, what about you? Anything else, Nick? Sorry.
No, that's it.
You have anything else you want to get wrong? Anything? No? Not on your plate there? No? All right.
You know what I'm really looking forward to? The next Spider-Verse movie. I think that comes out on Friday.
No. That's not. Actually, I don't have any movie. I looked at the movies. There's really no movies that really catch my eye that I need to go see. But I do have 2 television shows. The Bear, its 4th season starts on the 25th, June 25th. On FX. I'm looking forward to that. And then Resident Evil, as of this, as you're listening to this now, the season premiere had already happened. It happens on June 6th, tomorrow. So Resident Alien and The Bear, I'm looking forward to this month.
Very good.
Evil or Alien?
Did I say evil?
You said evil the first time, and I was like, so they made 18 movies, and now they're making a TV show?
Resident Alien. I apologize.
Oh, okay.
So I now have no fucking room to talk, do I?
Yeah, you're wrong too. Sometimes, okay, it's hard. All right, with this much pressure and this much fandom surrounding these shows, it's a lot. It's a lot of pressure.
With you
Okay.
you with that nicely trimmed beard there, it sure is hard.
Mm-hmm.
Very hard. Brian, what are you looking forward to?
I got a
So
couple.
dick.
Yeah. How to Train Your Dragon, the live action version of that looks really good. I mean, I watched the animated movie years ago with Peyton. I'm like, I wasn't sure about the animated at the time, but I was pleasantly surprised how much I enjoyed that movie years ago. Really, really well done. So the live action version does look really good. Looks true to the original, at least based on the preview. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. Uh-huh.
I said it does look good.
Oh, yeah. And then there's a sequel to 28 years later, with Cillian Murphy's in this and some other folks. So
I believe it's Cillian.
Cillian. Okay. Yeah, I think we said it either way. Yeah. He goes by either. I have it on good authority.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. No, but it's
The name's Cillian, but everybody calls me Bob. Not sure why.
No, but it's like a zombie type movie. If you ever saw 28 Days Later, very, very good movie. It's out there on streaming now. I think it's on Max. I can't remember exactly where it's on, but you can catch that for sure on some of the streaming channels. But I
just read something that Cillian Bob isn't necessarily like he's not.
He's a zombie.
No, well, he's not like supposed to be top billing for this.
Yeah.
They've been saying that he's not going to be in it, and that there's a picture of this zombie in a distance. Everybody said they thought it looked like him. It's not him. Actually, they said who the actor is that's that zombie, and I think the writer or director just came out and said that he in fact will make cameos in the next two.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So he's not in it.
So if you're looking for him to be like, if you love Bob and you want to see a lot of him, I wouldn't look for this to be like a vehicle of his.
Okay.
Oh, Bobby Murphy.
Yep.
An interesting movie sounds. I think it's going to be on video on demand when it comes out here. But I just caught this. It's a movie called Stealing Pulp Fiction. Jason Alexander is in this with a couple of people, and it's about a group of enterprising. Reading the description, enterprising wannabes and their eccentric therapist, who I'm guessing is probably Jason Alexander, as they concoct a plot to steal Quentin Tarantino's personal 35 millimeter print of his famous 1994 movie Pulp Fiction, of course, from his movie theater. So something an interesting concept.
I'm down for that. Hell yeah.
Yeah, check that out when it comes out.
Fanboys movie where they tried to steal? Yeah. They tried to bust into George Lucas's personal vault and get episode 1 before somebody died or something like that. Similar plot. Yeah.
Yeah, because that comes out at the end of June, that particular movie. So, all right. Some good stuff to look forward to in June. So, big game console was released here recently, guys. The Switch 2, the Nintendo Switch 2, recently dropped.
You.
So funny.
Apparently, so it was a lot of long lines and a lot of hype to get this thing here. So the first Switch, which I do have a Switch, actually it is a good gaming console, a lot of fun. It's very good. You could of course watch it on your regular television through the hookup, or you can pick it up. It's a very nice portable unit. Very, very good. Graphics are decent and a lot of good feature. That one sold 150 million units, and that was the third highest selling console of all time, behind the PS2 and the Nintendo DS at the time. So just a huge hit. And I'm like, it was, let's see, $450 range. And I guess it just has more, it's a larger screen if you're playing you're playing it portably. Graphics, I guess, are a little bit better, that type of thing. So Nick, I know you're a gamer certainly still. So are you thinking of getting a Switch 2? Is that in your plans or not really sure or what?
I don't know. For me, it's not. My kid, we have a Switch. The kids use it a lot, and I do. I like you said all the share all the sentiments that you just said. That was like it's great. I love the idea that you can just put it in the dock and it's on the TV, or you can take it on the go. It's brilliant. I wish more. I was hoping honestly when the PS5 was coming out that they were going to borrow a little bit from that. I've not ever personally been a huge Nintendo guy. I love PlayStation. Has basically, it was from the Sega Genesis, little brief stint with the Nintendo 64, and then it was like PlayStation from then on out. So I prefer the PlayStation. I just like the assortment of games that Nintendo games have. Like they're fun. They're great like for parties and like playing with your family, and like there's a lot of way to connect with multiple players and interactiveness. Yep. It's really cool that way, and I like that, and I appreciate that about it. But the Switch was a great console, but I didn't see enough personally like differences in the system to really like spark me to be like, I want to go get this now. I mean, down the road, who knows? Like, yeah, maybe we'll snag one when they're been out maybe a couple years and they're a little cheaper. Yep. I can wait for that. I don't need one right away. But yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, I like that it's got a bigger screen. Obviously, like anytime there's a new updated system, the graphics are going to be a little bit better. The process, like everything runs a little smoother and faster and everything like that. The operating system. So I think that's cool and everything. But yeah, I just personally speaking, was never a big like Nintendo over like PlayStation and stuff like that. I just like the types of games that are available for the other consoles like Xbox and PlayStation. But Nintendo definitely has, with that, I think that premise of the being able to play on the go or on the screen, I think it's brilliant, and I think they've got it nailed with that. So I'll probably if I get a Switch 2, it'd probably be in a couple years when it's a little cheaper.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. I mean, I do like the Switch. It's the first new gaming system I had bought in years. I had a PS3 and I kind of stopped there, and then I picked up a Switch 2. I think it was last Christmas as a gift for myself. No, Christmas. I think it was last year. Anyways.
Okay.
But yeah, I enjoy that. And like you say, it's amazing gaming technology. I mean, if you're, there's nothing like it on the market, like you said,
And it's so cool because not only do the console, the controllers, the Joy-Cons lock into the actual screen itself, or if you want to, it's got a little kickstand on the back of the screen. You can set it on a table, and there's an adapter where you can hold it like its own little one-piece controller, or hold them separately, or the controllers turn sideways, and if you've only got those two controllers, they operate individually as separate. Like, it's so cool the way how compatible it is with so many different kinds of setups.
Yeah, and I bought an arcade style joystick controller as well, Nick. So it's literally like about this big and sits on a tabletop, and it's got
like an Atari,
it's like an arcade type joystick with like the ball and and the buttons and everything, and it's compatible with the plug-in unit on the television. You know what I'm saying? So
that's cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like you say, a lot of different options with that thing. So
you have the steering wheels and stuff that you can buy for it, and there's all kinds of different things that you can put the controllers in. It's just cool.
Yeah. Dean, Switch 2. When are you getting your Switch 2?
Well, I was reading something up earlier about the Switch. I guess the Switch is going to be like huge coming up, but not necessarily what you guys thinking. It's more of the Switch to better insurance.
Oh, okay.
And the way that's going to happen, let me tell you, boys, Blake Insurance is where everybody's going to switch their insurance to. And why are they going to do it? For savings.
Let them cook. It's coming. Let them cook.
They're doing it for savings. Let me tell you, the Blake Insurance Group is an independent agency right here in Barberton. I don't know if you knew that. Offering personal care and support for all of your insurance needs. If you need auto, home, business, or even life insurance. Very important, Brian. Give Eric a call. He'll treat you with the honesty, respect, and the care that most of you deserve. Call the Blake Insurance Group at 234-571-5359 and find him online at blakeinsurancellc.com for your free 5-minute quote today. And when you do, tell him you're not here to play around. Let's get the game on and save money with Blake Insurance.
All right.
Transition. Good work,
Appreciate
Ann. You're incorporating parts of the show. Love it.
Very
Thank
minor
you.
groaning. That's good. Yep.
Anytime I can get you grown, even minor, I'm on board.
Never been one to get people to groan loudly necessarily.
No,
so
I don't have the equipment for such things. No, but I'm not. We got Nora a Switch for her birthday, and it's fine. It's a fancy Game Boy. I don't see the. I've never played it. I don't have any really urge. I have a what is that? A PlayStation something or another over there.
PlayStation 0. Yep.
It could be. I don't know. It's one of the newer. Maybe
it's
4.
small and gray and looks like a little CD book.
No, this one's black. It's one of the newer ones.
Takes one of those 9-volt batteries. That's what, yep.
Yeah, I couldn't. I put a DVD in it and watched the DVD on it the other day. That's about the extent. Carter played baseball game on it, but other than that, I don't do much gaming. They're neat. The Switches are neat. I don't know much about them or like everything Nick said that you can do with them.
It's Brian's legs, everybody.
We got Brian leg. Be still. It's getting warm in here. Oh.
That's a geriatric kneecap, ladies and gentlemen. That's right.
That's right. Yep. Sorry
if you were
about that.
wondering what hurts, everybody, that was it.
This right here. This right here is the source of all the groaning. Boom! Right there. See right there.
It's not my reeds, it's his goddamn knees, and he's showing us how and why.
Yeah, sorry on video there. I reached back to get the this was some of the gaming that I had as a kid here, gentlemen. Here, so this is
okay.
This was top of the line gaming at the time. No, this is a
football, right?
Football 2, Football 2 by Mattel.
Okay.
It still works. It's like little dashes that you move around a football field and try to avoid getting tackled. You can pass and everything.
Okay.
At the time, this was pinnacle handheld gaming when I was a kid. So anyway, all right. One of the more crazier marketing products here for is Sydney Sweeney. You all know who Sydney Sweeney is? Yes, perhaps.
Yeah.
Familiar.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Some very good markets. I don't know, something anyway. So
she's got great markets.
Yes. Yeah. So she said on social media, people were asking about her bath water. People wanted some type of sampling of her bath water.
I saw this, yeah.
So she basically with all these weirdos out there asking about bath water and something she did or something like that. So she partnered with Dr. Squatch soap, which is actually a very good soap. I've been using some of that.
I
this is good soap.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's a Sydney's Bathwater Bliss.
Mm-hmm.
It's a temporary thing, apparently. So you can buy that now. Actually, no, starting tomorrow, June 6th, $8 a bar. And it's allegedly contains some of her actual bath water. So there you have it.
Who's going to be the first person to wash their mouth out with soap? Am I right?
Yeah.
Just sucking on bars.
So is that a brilliant marketing or is it strange or what? Go ahead.
No, it's
both.
fucking brilliant. She is their spokesman. It's not like she went to them and said, "Hey, this idea," or they came to her. She's been their spokesman for the past couple of years, right? She's been in the commercials, and she's doing her Sydney Sweeney thing on the commercials, and so it makes sense if she's not taking herself too seriously. They're not taking it too seriously. They're having fun with it. Why not make a buck off of a bunch of weird fucking dudes being inappropriate, asking all these for her bathwater and shit? Why not?
There you go. Yep. Nick, what do you think?
Same. I mean, it's. And I don't even think it's necessarily like I'm tempted to buy a bar just because it's funny.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing.
Whether or not it actually contains her bathwater is kind of irrelevant. Unless I guess if you are really a weirdo, then it literally does matter to you. That's probably like the whole thing. Yep. But it's funny. Yeah, I find it very comical, and it's they kind of like lean into that, and the way she's being so constantly swooned after, and like it's a very funny thing. It would be a funny thing just to have. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of harkens back, Nick, to when I was a kid. The Kiss comic book with actual Kiss blood.
Yeah.
So each member of Kiss actually put a small vial of their real blood in the red ink. So technically, the red ink in the comic did contain some portion of real Kiss blood. Why not?
It's
it
fucking
makes money
brilliant.
and people are doing it. Yeah, why? Sure.
Because
I think we're missing the boat, though, guys. I really think that why don't we get like Brian's bathwater and get into some liquid hand soap?
Sure.
I like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe like face wash. I don't know.
Yeah.
We can test a few things out.
It'll contain actual whiskers.
Yeah.
In the face wash. Yep.
We should get together with somebody that we know that is plugged into like the brewery scene in the area. See if we can get a brewery like maybe we just like spit in a vial all together and they swirl around and put it in a beer. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like it.
You could drink our spit and be one with us.
Sure. I like this idea.
Yeah.
Sure.
What would you call
it's better than us doing it on our own when we're just.
I was gonna say we've all drank each other's spit enough to where like why not let other people in on the party?
I like this.
Convincing Spidiots. That would be the name of the.
I was going with convincing herpes, but I like convincing Spidiots much better.
Yeah. All right, guys. We do have to recognize another figure in TV pop culture. Did pass away recently. Loretta Switt, gentlemen. So, Dean, I know we've talked about the show MASH often on the show here. It was a show that you and I certainly grew up with. Our parents were definitely fans of that. MASH for me was a very regular family movie show that we watched. I can't remember what night it was on, but many, many years I remember sitting down with mom and dad watching that. You knew it was a comedy, but also very serious show as well. I remember watching the finale, which a lot of people did, certainly at the time, one of the most watched shows ever in television history. 87 years of age, and certainly she was known for playing Major Margaret Houlihan or Hot Lips Houlihan on the show. She did not play her in the original movie, but she was one of the longest running characters on the entire series. I think it was her, Alan Alda, and Jamie Farr. Those are three of the longest running cast members on the show.
Jamie Farr wasn't there from episode 1. I think he came in like season 2.
Okay.
And there was like a couple of nurses that were, some side characters, but yeah, those two were the main. They're the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely. So, just thoughts on Loretta Switt, Dean, and then we'll get into our Ask an Idiot question of the week here. So go ahead.
Well, I mean, like you said, she's an icon. She is. We'll talk about some iconic characters later in the show. But for her, the character started off as kind of a punchline, but she quickly grew that, and I give a lot of the majority of the credit to the actress herself.
Yeah.
She grew into a strong leading character, a strong voice for women, a strong, just a strong character in a show that male dominated about war and death, and she came in and took this character to new heights, into strong, a strong female character. She played the part so brilliantly. She could play off of Frank Burns and be that that silly doofus, and then again, when he leaves, she becomes stronger and more independent, and she becomes just as funny as the rest of them. She was a great setup man for Hawkeye. Just a brilliant character, great actress. Rest in peace. Hot Lips.
Yeah, absolutely. Nick, you're still not really a MASH viewer, which is understandable, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. not gonna disrespect her memory by pretending that I knew who she was. So I don't mean that
That's
in a
all right.
disrespectful tone.
No.
I've never seen MASH, so I don't know
Nope.
who that is. But
No, that's okay.
I know that show means a lot to you guys and all that stuff. So sorry for your loss and many people's loss that enjoyed the show. So
Yeah, she was a regular part of many viewing, audiences for many years there, certainly. So, yeah,
And
I
like
agree
I
with
said,
everything. Go ahead, Dean.
like I've said with other people, to live to 87 years old and to have 87 years old and to have the career in life that she did,
Mhm.
I mean, we should all be so lucky.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
I mean, if you had a big enough career and an impact on pop culture that we're talking about your obituary on Convincing Idiots, then you must have done something right.
When I die, you guys won't even mention it.
Yeah. Just be like, there's that empty chair.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can smell it from here.
That's right. I didn't know this either too, but she had a series on Discovery for 5 years. Those Incredible Animals. I did not realize that. It was shown twice a week for 5 years in more than 30 countries, and she also founded the Sweetheart Animal Alliance to prevent cruelty to end animal suffering. There you go. So, nice advocacy for animals as well. There you go. Yeah, I agree with everything you said about her, Dean. So yeah, the first couple of seasons of that show, she was a whole different type of character. But then, like you said, once she became more independent, she was a strong leader on the show. She was a brilliant surgeon. I mean, she was wasn't she the only female surgeon?
She was the head nurse.
Head nurse, but she was also a surgeon, right? Or was she assisting?
So. She
Maybe
assisted.
Not.
I mean,
okay.
There were some episodes where she had to, do her thing.
But,
okay. She had always been the head nurse, and there was a major actually.
Yes, that's right. Well, we have memories of that character being a strong female presence. So, just idiot question of the week here, guys. Just who was one of your first memorable, strong female characters in a show or movies that you enjoyed? Nick, why don't we start with you?
Yeah, the easiest answer, and I'm sure it was one of the earliest for all of us, obviously was Princess Leia.
Sure.
Because she was, when A New Hope starts out, she's kind of depicted as like, they're going to save her and she's the princess and whatever. But as the story unfolds, like she's more than capable of taking care of herself and taking the lead in many situations. And as all of us, I'm sure, as we all grew up with Star Wars, it had to be one of the earliest ones. So certainly, Princess Leia was a great one. And then for me, obviously, growing up, Power Rangers was a big deal. And not that I was thinking too deeply into it at the time, but the fact that of the 5 original Power Rangers, 2 of them were women, and they're teenage girls, I guess. They never needed any extra defending or protection or whatever, because Trini and Kimberly were just as badass as the other guys. So that was a kind of looking back. I do appreciate. I mean, I love that show to this day and all the memories it holds for me. Like I said, when I was watching it at 5 years old, I wasn't thinking deeply into all the subtext of it, but the fact that they did include both females, and then there was like a nerdy character that also was friends with the jocks, and different ethnicities were represented. It was a very cool thing, and I really appreciate that now through today's lens, that back in '93 they were doing that. So but definitely, strong female teenage girl characters in Power Rangers.
Very good.
Dean, what about you?
All right. Well, when you presented this question, Brian, my first and honest initial thought was Hot Lips Houlihan from MASH, right? But I wanted to. I thought about it, and I wanted to give it a little different answer, given that she, we'd touched on her earlier. So I think the obvious thing for me would be Roz Russell from Night Court, portrayed by Marsha Warfield. Go ahead and drinks, everybody. Roz Russell was just a badass. Like she would kick everybody's ass that she needed to. She told Bull what to do. I mean, this behemoth of a man cowered around her. Even to this day, she comes back occasionally for the new reiteration of Night Court, and she's still a badass. Whatever age she is, maybe 70s, I don't know, but yeah, she was, to me, she was like the original female badass. Yeah, Princess Leia was, of course, strong-willed and could pull a gun, but Roger Russell could beat the shit out of any guy in that courtroom. And
That's a good one.
I respected that. So Roz Russell, Marshall Warfield, Night Court.
Good one. Good one. And certainly Princess Leia, Nick, was definitely one for me as a kid. The other one for me as a kid on the big screen, Margot Kidder as Lois Lane in the original Superman movies. I just remember her. I mean, she played that role well, and she was certainly a tough career woman, a very tough reporter, very strong-willed, right? And then, certainly stood up to, her boss and a lot of people to get the story. And she was just a very strong, powerful presence. And certainly, I think that was probably one reason that Superman wound up falling in love with her, right? So,
Sure.
Again, she played the role, I thought, very, very well, So, Margot Kidder, Lois Lane.
That's good. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Well, we're going to take a break. We're going to take a drink. I'm trying to tip my camera over again here. And
cheers to the ladies.
Yes. And then we'll come back with our main topic, and Nick will tell you all about that right after this. Gen X Brian here from the Convincing Idiots podcast. If you're enjoying our show, tell a friend. And if you're not, well, tell two enemies.
Three.
And welcome back to Convincing Idiots, ladies and gentlemen, episode 244. This week, our final segment brought to you, of course, once again by myself, the Millennial Nick, Gen X Brian, and the Zennial Dean. We are going to be discussing some of our favorite characters, or I should say favorite actors who portrayed multiple, say two or more iconic characters, whether that be in TV or film. So any actor that you would like to bring to the table and that you would like to cite which specific roles that you deem as iconic and deserve to be on your list. So let's start with Brian. I want to start with Brian.
Yeah, I'm going to give you one. I'm sure we have overlap here for sure. I'll see if
I have 15 names written down, so I'll work around.
I have a lot here too.
So easy. Like when I started making my list, I'm like, okay, and then they just started fucking flying at me. So
I did 3.5.
Okay, that's fine. I'll give you some. I got extras.
I appreciate that.
Dean's next pick. Yeah.
How about we start with Keanu Reeves?
There you go. Got him. Okay, bingo. Got it.
He plays Neo, of course, in the Matrix movies. Ted, Bill and Ted, and of course John Wick, who is a great third act character for him in his career. I think so. Third act, second act. I don't know what you would call it, but awesome role for him in his later years. That you need to watch those movies. So. Yeah, all three great roles in their own right, all very, very different roles. And I thought for him, he played all extremely well, all in multiple movies, at least two, right? 2 to 3, all had at least 3. All those characters had at least 3 movies, right? So good stuff. So the great Keanu Reeves, gentlemen.
Very good pick. It's a good start.
Dean, when you go start with you. Next. Start with next. Not start with you. Go next.
Oh, whatever you said, I'm going to go.
Start next.
I don't even know.
Just start Nick next. There.
Exactly. All right, man.
Him too. All right. First on my list, this one was easy. Samuel L. Jackson.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're doing Nick Fury. You're doing Mace Windu. You're doing Shaft, Jules from Pulp Fiction, Hateful Eight, Unbreakable, Jurassic. I mean, anything he stars in is iconic. But if I have to, center it to a couple, it's going to be Nick Fury, Mace Windu, Jules from again. It's just pick a role. Samuel L. Jackson is iconic in anything he does.
The burglar from Coming to America.
Exactly. So,
he got eaten by a shark in Deep Blue Sea.
See, I mean, this is a gift that keeps on giving, gentlemen. Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, good one.
We could do top 5 Samuel L. Jackson movies. That could be a list.
We sure can.
We really could zero in on like some of these guys. We could really zero in on, specifically
absolutely.
Okay.
All right, Nick.
My first submission is one of the last ones I wrote down after all of these ideas came rattling off to me, and I'm gonna go with him first because I think, as far as roles that I have written down, he has the most that I had written down, and that would be the late great Val Kilmer. Not only did he portray Batman, he was also Iceman in Top Gun. He was Doc Holliday in Tombstone, Jim Morrison in the Doors movie. I mean, Val Kilmer had a lot of whether they were iconic, a lot of them, he's kind of like a little bit of both. I would say with like Iceman and Doc Holliday, they were made iconic by his portrayal of them, and then portraying characters like Jim Morrison and Batman, who were icons already in their own right, which he got to play. So Val Kilmer, absolutely, I have to make sure is one that is on my list.
Of course, the great Nick Rivers.
Yep, there you go.
Top Secret, his first role. Watch that movie. Watch it.
I wouldn't mind that being a backyard movie. I tell you,
that's a good one. That's a very solid movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, Brian.
Brian, back to you.
I am up. Okay, so maybe another surprise one here. This Mike Myers, gentlemen.
Ooh,
Mike
that's good.
Myers.
Fuck, how'd I miss him?
Yeah,
Wayne, of course, from Wayne's World. Of course, the great Austin Powers, and who can forget Shrek?
Yep,
portrayed by, voiced by Mike.
You're not even going to mention The Love Guru right now?
Oh my God, it's one of the worst movies ever. The horrible movie. Not that one, but the other roles I quite enjoyed. Yes, there you go. So. Yeah, Mike Myers, one of my favorite comedic actors.
Absolutely.
Good call.
Did you happen? Sorry, quick sidebar. Did you happen to watch the season finale of SNL where he plays himself in the elevator with Kanye West? Keenan's playing Kanye. So
that was very good. That was very good.
Great.
Yep. It's hard to see Mike Myers' white hair, but he's still very funny. Yep.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yep.
I think it works for him.
It's good. It's good. Dean.
All right. Well, I'm going Michael Keaton. Beetlejuice and Batman. Come on, man.
Yep.
I mean, he is undoubtedly, or I guess arguably, Batman, right? I mean, he is everybody's Batman. So, he is the icon of our childhood Batman, and Beetlejuice. And then you come out with the sequel to Beetlejuice, which was, I think we all agree, was pretty goddamn good, right?
It was pretty good. Yep.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, but I just saw the first one.
That's right.
I'm still catching up. Well, so in another 19 years, I'll probably see Beetlejuice too.
Right. You'll get to it.
Yeah, I'll get around to it.
Yeah. But yeah, Michael Keaton, Beetlejuice, and Batman.
Nice.
Good.
Very good. Okay. Let's see where I'm just kind of narrow it down here. Okay, easy. Next one, got to be mentioned. It's a good chance one of you would have done it anyway, but James Earl Jones played Darth Vader, voiced Darth Vader, also voiced Mufasa. He was it Thulsa Doom from Conan the Barbarian, and he was also in wasn't he in that baseball movie that Dean likes? He's the
Field of Dreams.
He's the voice. He's the voice ghost guy, right? He's a voice or something.
Nope, that's not what he was, but he did play a character in Field of Dreams. You're right.
Okay.
Yeah,
which is a baseball movie. Yes,
it was a
I was right.
baseball-
I was right.
Mhm.
Partly of that sentence, yes, there was things in there that were not incorrect.
Okay.
He played the Force Ghost of George Foster, I believe, in that movie.
Yeah.
hmm
Right. Basically, there's cornfields and stuff, right?
That's the movie.
Yeah.
That's the movie.
Okay. Yeah.
He
And
fought,
fucking Charlie Sheen's got the fucking crazy glasses, and they're fucking it's in the kid and the Angels have to win the pennant in order for the
You're
like it's
conflating a few
Mhm.
different baseball movies together. Yeah.
Okay.
But speaking of baseball movies, he was also in Sandlot. So
okay.
there you go. There's another
Also
one.
a baseball movie.
Also a baseball movie,
Yes.
but not with Charlie
But
Sheen.
yes. In any event, Darth Vader and Mufasa are enough to. Those are
Sure.
super fucking heavy hitters of characters. So James Earl Jones.
I like
Good one.
that.
All right. Well, we got to say it, of course. The Harrison
There it is.
Ford gentleman, of course,
Yep.
Han Solo and Indiana Jones, amongst others. But those are certainly two of the most iconic roles in movie history. Really, I mean, both similar but very different in their own right, and you can't picture anybody else playing those roles except Harrison Ford.
That is true.
Yeah.
A sidebar to that, Brian and Nick, if you guys want to see Harrison Ford act the fuck out of a movie regarding Henry.
Yeah. Okay.
Regarding Henry.
Regarding Henry, he plays like this lawyer or whatever, and gets shot in the head in the beginning of the movie. Doesn't kill him, but it makes him kind of forget everything, and it kind of changes his personality and stuff, and so he has to like relearn his life and all this. Really, very kind of almost childlike in the beginning, but yeah, great movie. So
Nice.
so good.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
All right. So my next one is going to be okay. I got this. I like this. Zoe Saldana. We needed some to girl this up here. Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy. She played Ahura in the fucking Star Trek movies, and she played Neyatiri in the Avatar movies.
Okay.
She is like a nerd triple threat at this point.
Sure. Big
So
Comic Cons. Yeah.
Yeah, she definitely deserves to be on this list. So that is why I put Zoe Saldana as my number 3.
Excellent.
Solid. All right. Next one up for me, I'm going to go with. Let's see. We're gonna throw him in there. Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp's gonna be next for me. Johnny Depp portrayed Edward Scissorhands. He portrayed Jack Sparrow, which is probably his biggest role.
Right.
Regardless of the version of the movie, he did portray Willy Wonka. And he was also the Mad Hatter, which was also very popular in the Alice in Wonderland movies. And you don't need to tell anybody about all that. I'm sure you could go in deeper in Ichabod Crane and Sleepy Hollow and all this stuff. But those are 4 big popular roles. Like I said, whether or not, even if I think in the Willy Wonka movie, I wouldn't say was as successful as those other ones, but certainly is an iconic character.
It's an iconic character. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, and I mean, Edward Scissorhands is something he made an iconic character. So Johnny Depp, I feel like definitely deserves to be in the conversation. And as I was thinking of all the Johnny Depp's fingerprints on pop culture, and I'm like, we don't bring him up enough. Like, as much as we talk about, I mean, we never. And I was like, fuck, we never bring up Johnny Depp. And I'm like, he's involved in decades upon of different pop culture hits, and it's kind of funny. But yeah, Johnny Depp needs to be on my list.
Of course, Glenn from A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Sure.
Of course. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
First role.
Got a little,
Okay.
little bloodletting there through the bed.
A little bit. I'm going to give you Clint Eastwood, gentlemen. So, Dirty Harry, of course, the cop movies in the late 70s and into the mid 80s. The Man with No Name, those movies with the old spaghetti westerns that he was in. Excellent character. And of course, you can't forget Philo Beddoe, gentlemen, from Which Way But Loose and Every Which Way You Can. Not the best movies, but he fought people with his bare hands. And he had a pet orangutan. I don't know what else. I mean, what else do you want in a movie, really? I don't know, really.
Heartbreak Ridge is a great Clint Eastwood movie.
Yeah, so many.
He's a drill instructor. Fantastic.
Yeah, so many movies. There you go.
All right, I'm going to go. Not my favorite actor, but undeniably an icon in himself, let alone the iconic roles he played. Tom Cruise.
Sure. Yeah.
No, yeah.
You got Pete Mitchell and you got Ethan Hunt. So, I mean, again, kind of like some of these other guys, just multiple movies where he just makes him iconic, right? Shit, you could even kind of a cult iconic classic, right? Is whatever, I can't remember the director he played, but in the Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He takes like roles like that where you barely recognizable and makes them iconic.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you got to have Tom Cruise on the list. Top Gun and like Days of Thunder. Just watched that the other night on TBS. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. Tom Cruise.
Like it. Noted level 5 thespian. Nice.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah, it's like you think it's like, I don't know if I like Tom Cruise. But every time you see him in something, I'm like, you know what? He can act. Yeah,
I know that it's not cool to like Tom Cruise. My wife tells me all the time because she hates him because of science. Scientology is not bothering me. I think he's fine. I don't. I like Tom Cruise. I don't fucking care. I have no problem.
Acting.
And of the people in Hollywood that their lives are, I mean, yeah, Scientology sucks, but like, I don't know. He's not running it. Like whatever. He's fine.
Right. He's never said anything about
people.
Me personally.
Yeah. Whatever.
Maybe after this episode, I don't know. Because we know he listens.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, yeah. That's my turn. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. All right. Let's see. Have we gone through 3 already? I'm just trying to narrow down my list of 15.
4.
This is your 4th here, I think.
This is my 4th. Okay. Ooh, we're narrowing it down. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go next. This guy, as far as the entertainment industry goes, he's probably in my top 3 of guys that I would just love to have his career and the things that he's involved in. He's in all the funnest shit. He's involved in all the coolest things.
John Larroquette.
It's going to be
sorry.
Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis he's portrayed Gollum. He's portrayed from Lord of the Rings, obviously. Caesar from Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
He was also the villain Claw in Black Panther. He's just been in all kinds, and then we're talking about acting here specific, but I mean, like, he directed the Venom movies. He's involved in like
Andor.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
And he played Snow. So I mean, he's like,
right.
like Zoe Saldana, but like on steroids. Like he is he might be like the king of nerds.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He truly is, and he's one that like a lot of his bigger roles are like not things you're going to recognize his face from. It's the voice talents that he gives, and I mean, he's still doing when they do the animation. I forgot him. He was doing the animations and stuff. And, right.
And that just actually says so much about his acting that he can take these mocap, like capture face, and like bring these characters to like fucking thespian level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With just like the movements that how he's learned to, manipulate his face to make these characters come to life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just incredible.
Yeah. So, Andy Serkis, I think not only should he be on my list, but he's got one of the coolest careers of anybody that I can think of.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great choice. I saw a video of him. He was on some talk show. It was showing somebody how to walk like an ape because he got on his knuckles and was just walking. And it's just like, you like you say, you forget that there's a guy doing that. It's just it's not all video effects here. So he had to learn how to do all that stuff. An incredible actor. Yeah, great choice. Great choice.
Thank you.
Okay, Sly Stallone, gentlemen.
Sure.
Sly
Okay.
Stallone, of course, Rocky, Rambo, and obviously, the
Stop
dude
my
from Over the Top. No, the dude from Over the Top. The arm wrestling movie. Of course.
Something
Huh?
Hawk. Something Hawk. His last name was Hawk in the movie. Fuck, what was his first name?
I've been wanting to watch that movie. That's
John
another
Hawk.
good one. Okay.
You
Gotta
know,
watch
when
that movie still.
I turn my hat around and it become
Yep.
some sort of machine or something like that. I don't
Yep.
know.
Yep. There's a time to kick ass. Turn the hat around.
That's right.
That's right.
Yep.
You know she was on.
Switch on. Yep. There you go.
That's a good one.
Dean?
All right. For my last pick here, I am actually really surprised that we haven't none of because I did some honorable mentions thinking that I need some backup, but none of you guys touched these, which I'm enjoying this. So, but my last one, Al Pacino.
Sure.
For simply Scarface and The Godfather, Tony Montana and Michael Corleone, two icons of icons in cinema history. So Al Pacino definitely has to be on this list.
Good.
Yeah, very good. All right.
Okay,
for
Nick, let's hear it.
my final one. Got to do it. It's Arnold. It's my buddy. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Come on, man. He's the Terminator. He's Conan the Barbarian.
Yep.
Those are just two iconic roles specifically that stick out to people, but not to mention his rap sheet of just random kick-ass guys that he made awesome characters and iconic characters through movies like Predator and True Lies and Total Recall and he's
he played Dutch Schaefer. Come on,
he was Dutch fucking Schaefer, guys. Come on. So Arnold Schwarzenegger, like I said, just and Conan the Barbarian being his first really major role, and obviously that character was big in certain comic book circles, but that movie really was the first. I mean, he brought that character to life and brought the physique to it and all that stuff. And Terminator obviously is that's just a thing all on its own. So if nothing else for those two roles, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, great.
Brilliant.
All right. Any honorable mentions, Dean?
I was going to say the other thing I had to do my due diligence because I know I often hear him talk about how good of friends that him and Sly Stallone are. But back in the 80s, they had a very bitter rivalry. And I'm like, I cannot let Sly Stallone make one of the lists and not do due diligence here by Arnold and not have him on someone's list. So he had to be my last pick for sure.
I assumed you were going to use it. He was on my list as well.
See, that's what I did. When I did my list, I went ahead and thought of some of these icons that you guys were going to pick. I knew, Brian, you were going to go with Harrison Ford at some point.
Right.
Nick, Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I tried to kind of get away. I have them on my honorable mentions. I have Harrison Ford. I have Arnold Schwarzenegger. I have actually one that she made the list originally, but got bumped off for somebody else. Julie Andrews. I mean, she did Mary Poppins and The Sound of Music.
That's a good one.
Okay, yeah, that is good. Yeah.
Sly Stallone's on there. Keanu Reeves and Robert Downey Jr. Not only Tony Stark, but he won an Oscar for playing Charlie Chaplin. So if that isn't iconic, I don't know what is.
Yeah, that's good.
They're my honorable mentions, boys.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nick, who do you got?
Okay, I'm just not even going to mention my honorable mentions that you guys already said. So let's just go through here real quick. Here's the one that I think really was the closest one deserving to making my list because I have notedly not seen either of these movies in which he is so famous for, but he is singularly perhaps the biggest icon of young 80s movies. Michael J. Fox. He was Marty McFly and he was Teen Wolf. Those are, I don't even, like I said, I've never even seen these movies, but I know Michael J. Fox as those characters. So him for sure.
Wait. What? You've never
Back to the Future?
Back to the Future?
We've done this. I think I might say I've never seen Back to the Future at least once a month on this show.
Man.
Because it comes up and then I go, yeah, I've never seen that.
How? Especially with your wife. You'd figure there'd be one movie that would at least cross your paths in the last 15 years.
I don't think I've ever heard her breathe a word of anything about Back. Is she a fan of Back to the Future?
I just assumed everybody at our age was a fan of Back to the
I'm like,
Future.
I don't think I've ever heard her say anything about Back to the Future. So yeah, Michael J. Fox for sure. Next one, Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, voice actor of the Joker.
Sure.
And there again, similar to kind of Andy Serkis. He's been involved in a lot of voice acting and different pop culture things, mostly cartoons and things like that. Sean Bean, he played Boromir in Lord of the Rings, and he was Ned Stark in Game of Thrones, which is a huge character for people like that show. Also have Tom Hardy down as an honorable mention, played both Venom and Bane. We're doing Marvel and DC Universe characters here. And then as well as Chris Evans, who also played two superhero characters in Human Torch and Captain America. And that's it for my honorable mentions.
Very good. Brian, you got honorable mentions?
Got a couple here. Newer. How about Pedro Pascal, gentlemen? Mandalorian, Last of Us, and of course, upcoming Reed Richards in July of Fantastic Four.
I was also introduced to him from Game of Thrones. That was the first time I saw him. He was a great character on that show as well.
Yeah, there you go. How about the great Andy Griffith, Dean?
Love
Sheriff Taylor and Matlock, long-running television series in their own right. They need some other things as well, but certainly those two. Another one for television, Tom Selleck, gentlemen. So Magnum PI, of course, and Blue Bloods on that TV show for that was a 14-year run, something like that.
Richard from Friends,
and a small and a blockbuster called 3 Men and a Baby.
Of course.
Come on.
Eddie Murphy, Axel Foley, and Donkey on the Shrek movies, two of his more well-known, long-running characters.
To America, like he's another one that we could break down and have a list of his movies in general.
So many, like too many guys named 48 Hours. I mean, there's so many very, very good stuff. And Julia Louis-Dreyfus on television, you guys. Obviously, Elaine in Seinfeld, Veep, long-running series there, amongst other things. Of course, she's still doing her thing in the Marvel movies now. Everything she's in, just great.
Yeah.
So.
I've got one more as you were rattling off that I feel like we got to bring up here, and that is Robin Williams. Robin Williams has a long rep between Peter Pan and Hook. I was just watching The Birdcage the other night, so he was just kind of fresh on my mind. But yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire is such an iconic role and character.
Dead Poets Society.
Yeah. Robin Williams, man, he was everywhere when we were kids.
Genius.
So,
yeah. I don't know, maybe could be 10 years back at this point, but he did a guest star.
Probably died over 10 years ago, so it's probably been further than that.
Okay, maybe but it was towards the end of his career. But he did a guest spot on Law and Order, SVU, and just destroyed that fucking part. Like it was a serious role. He played, it ended up being like a pedophile or something, but like just brilliant.
Those were some of my favorite role of his is that 1 hour photo, and it's a really niche, weird one.
Seen that, man.
He's so creepy and weird in it. It's great.
Yeah, was a great fucking dramatic actor. Again, another one we could do a whole fucking list on.
Yep. That's it. That's what I got here, guys. There's so many. Once you start thinking about it, for me, like. Some of the obvious comes to mind, the old school, Sly, Arnold, and Harrison Ford. Then you start thinking about it. It's like, yeah, man, there's actually a lot more than you think. It depends what you categorize as iconic, but still, all very solid choices.
Just off the top of my head right now, let's give a little shout out to Sean Astin. No. He played.
I know
he played Frodo, and he played in what's his name?
Oh yeah,
Encino Man.
Encino Man. Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I mean that guy is an icon in himself.
Yeah, he's one of those guys like anymore in present day, like he just pops up in things, and you're like, oh, that's there. You know what I mean? Good. Yeah, he is. Yeah,
he's been great since he was a kid.
Yep. Yep.
Very good.
All right, gentlemen. There we go. Well, that's been a lot of people portraying great roles, and we sadly are resigned to our one great role, and great is even stretching it here on Convincing Idiots. This has been episode 244.
Decently okay is stretching it.
But before you go, if you want some more stretching, you can stretch your fingertips on your keyboard and type in Convincing Idiots WordPress into the Google machine, and it will take you to our link tree. And you can follow us on all your favorite social media accounts. You can also go to our website, which is convincingidiots.wordpress.com. So, this has been another episode of Convincing Idiots. I am Millennial Nick.
Zennial Dean.
Gen X Brian.
Have we convinced you that perhaps we should take on some more iconic roles in your life? Hi, this is Millennial Nick, along with Gen X Brian and Zennial Dean. Hey, if you liked that video, which we really hope you did, you should like and subscribe. That would be great.
Ham grape.
No, I'm kidding. That's good. Thank you.
I was gonna. I have more notes for you. No, never mind.
Fuck your feedback. Yeah.
I made a list of things Brian could do.
How many
Thank you.
episodes have you
Send
edited,
them-
motherfucker?
Send them to the email. Thank you. Once you figure out what the email
Send them to
address
the
is.
Pop quiz. Nick says at the beginning and end of every show, what is our email address?
Convincingidiots at wordpress.com.
Incorrect.
That's the website.
Was I
No.
No.
Incorrect.
Was that something that you say?
I did it. That is our website. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I'm dyslexic. All right. So
Convincing Idiots
I'll watch.
at
I'll watch for the notes. I'll watch for the notes.
I knew it was something.